Alright, hello, welcome. A little bit early. Doesn't matter, nobody listens. I completely stopped promoting this in any kind of way, as I enjoy it more and more as my own video log. I started it with the idea of building a community, and I still plan on doing that. But doing this show, stream, whatever you want to call it, really leveled up my trading in many ways, and couldn't really put it into words why or how it was doing that until I looked up ways to improve my learning, to retain different things I learned. Because after trying to learn the relationship of bonds and yields and to the stock market for the 6th, 7th, 8th time and forgetting it again, I had to look into ways, why was I forgetting this over and over again? Because I'm not really using it or whatever. Anyway, I came to the conclusion there's many different ways you have to learn. You learn from reading, you learn from watching, you learn from teaching others. So this stream fulfills that one of those areas of learning. And I retain a lot more. Ideas come to me better because I just vocalize it. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but I don't care. I now remember the relationship of bonds to stocks. And finally, I was able to, so I've always known bid and ask and the DOM and the relationship of bid to ask and what they represent. But I was never able to really visualize it in my head, like how, a carpenter visualizes a finished door frame, or any builder, any engineer visualizes completed tasks or anything really. Because I do a lot of work with my hands, and that's the way my brain has always functioned. Most men are like that. You visualize things in 3 dimensions, and you put them together in 3 dimensions. So I was never able to look at the bid and ask in a real useful case until I started thinking about the way I learn and trying to view it in a different light. Alright, the show is called Premarket Wake Up. My name is Frank. I forgot it was a holiday today. It sucks. Looking forward Saturday and Sunday to the market open, and realize, oh yeah, it's a holiday. Kind of a bummer. But there's enough going on, and futures are open till noon. So I'm gonna trade anyway. Lots of stuff going on in the news. Let's go over some news first, if we weren't depressed enough. And once again, all the news journalists know nothing about anything. Nobody, there's very few news organizations anymore There's some very small independent ones that they might not be independent, who knows, that actually break down what's going on in an intelligent way. They don't assume that you're stupid. Every article I see on the major ones, including Yahoo News, it's just propaganda. Even when it refers to the markets, it's all propaganda. I know from the get-go when I go on Yahoo News, everything Trump does is bad. Trump could save a baby from a burning fire, and they'd say it was something Hitler would have done. And it just really makes it hard to view the real bad things that he has done. It's kind of like if everything someone does is bad, then how do you know what's really bad? And this whole Greenland thing, nobody talks about the major geopolitics involved in it. It's just some fascist trying to grab what he wants. And they talk about, oh, it's taking money from Americans when we're already in debt, and nobody, I don't know. If you study history, you'll see that a lot of the things he hasn't, not that the things he hasn't done is bad. I don't agree with a lot of what he does. But it isn't new. He's not doing things that other presidents haven't done. It's a little different, but if you look at history, we've been through much worse times. Anyway, back to the geopolitics of the situation. China has been going behind our back and influencing Europe for a very long time now. Europe is essentially in their pocket at this point. So what you're seeing is the extension of a struggle between world dominance, between Chinese world dominance and American world dominance. And trust me, you don't want China to be the dominant partner in the world. I can guarantee you they do not care about gay rights, women rights, anything like that. So this is a fight between China and to a lesser extent Russia and the US. China has been going behind the US's back, influencing Europe for a long time now. And because of that, they freely operate in Greenland. And I don't know why. The president could try to explain this to Americans, but everyone just assumes that everyone's stupid. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm the dumb one for thinking that people can be more intelligent than what they are, that they can think in complex ways. But then again, I know people that tell me they vote for just who their friend tells them to vote for. Or, what CNN tells them to vote for. Oh, great. YouTube is not responding. Whatever, I'm going to keep going. Maybe the world is falling apart. But if anything, it's going to happen slowly, as all things do. So anyway, because of this, because China is essentially taking over Europe, taking over influence of Europe, a lot of the ruling parties of Europe don't do what their citizens want to do anymore. they are the ones becoming authoritarian, if anything. I mean, Trump is too. I won't argue that. I don't agree with it. But nobody talks about the crackdowns of free speech in Europe. There's basically a one-party system in Europe, in most places except for maybe Poland. And that one party, they're cozied right up to China. So essentially Greenland, if you remember, there was a while ago, I'm pretty sure I remember this correctly, but China wanted to buy Greenland. So that puts Trump into a corner. He sees the possibility of China to disrupt shipping in the region. And he sees that European leaders don't really care about their countries anymore. I'm not saying, I don't know if Trump does care about America at all, or himself. Who the hell knows? But these are the things that surround the issues that I would think are important. And the fact that most Danish, I think it's the Danes that own Greenland, they see it as a burden, Greenland. And I'm not saying America should own it either. It might be a burden on us too. I don't know. And that's all I want. I want people to say, I don't know. Because I don't know. For once, I want to see a comment where someone says, I don't really know what's right here. Instead of saying 100%, Greenland's ours, we deserve it. You don't deserve anything. All right, enough about that. Let's go to the charts. I really don't want to look at the news. I'm trying to get in right now. I should have gotten in here. I did one of those things where I woke up, I saw the drop last night, and I initially made a good amount of money on it. On this quick move up afterwards. Not enough, of course, because I was cautious, which is the reason why I'm still trading micros. You might ask, what's the point of trading, 12, 15 micros when you can just trade one mini? And it's so you can scale quickly. Scale in, scale out. A great tactic for when you start losing money is to cut your position size in half. Because the only way, I just read this too in a Market Wizard's book, but I was doing this before. I just I couldn't really put words to why I was doing it. I would start losing, I would drop my contracts down. I'd lose some more, then I'd drop it down to one contract until I got through my funk or whatever. The point is, you gotta trade your way out of a bad trading streak. And you don't want to do that at, 8, 10, 15 contracts. Anyway, I saw this and then I woke up this morning at 5:30 and I saw, oh goody, market's down more. At the time I didn't really connect anything. I saw the trend last week when we were unable to break out of the top of the ascending triangle in the NQ. And I thought to myself, let me do my morning routine. Let me do my lists that I keep. Change around my key areas and whatnot. And then I'll buy in. Then I'll find a good place to buy in. By that time, it was already up here. So now, I'm stuck in this game where I'm hoping it comes down so I can buy in. Because the likely scenario is that we will shoot back up, even if we are going to head down in the near future. I think for the next day or two we're gonna range in this lower area here. We might even shoot right back up, as we often have when the news settles down more, as it always does. You get all the fear mongering, you get all the it's going to be war, it's going to be war. And, Trump's taking over the world. I'm so sick of him calling him a Nazi. People don't even know what the Nazis were. They don't understand how history changes. I don't want to get into that. I've been there before. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Get into this. Let's take a look at the overnight prices. Then I want to talk about something with trading psychology. I'll try my best to describe it. I'm not really good at finding the correct words at all times. Where are we? So overnight on the ES, saw a quick drop down, large gap down. I didn't really see it coming. I mean, I knew we'd be going down possibly in the overnight, but I didn't see how much. Because last night Bitcoin wasn't down over the weekend, which is kind of strange. Bitcoin only became down right at the open. That could mean this is more of a short-term volatility. And I know I should just buy right now. But of course when I do that, then it'll come back down to this major support area. NQ is down a bit more than the ES. They're similar, very similar. Russell, also very similar, is down pretty good. Same thing with the Dow. Another trend that's been in the news lately has been money managers and news articles about people moving to value, away from speculation. We'll see how true that becomes. At the CES thing, technology show, one thing is clear: consumers still don't care about AI. They're still not buying it. So you could spend all the money you want on infrastructure and data centers and AI build out, but at some point you got to pull in that revenue. Even during Google's huge scale, when they were building up, losing money every year, they made all that money back and then some in advertising. I don't see AI doing the same. Not right away. Gold, as you could see, was up at the same time. That's another sign this is all panic. That's kind of strange. So oil's down after a spike last week. But I thought I saw something this morning about... Okay, never mind. Iran tensions ease. So if you see a large spike in oil, maybe that means tensions are back on. I think it'd be great if there's regime change and, well, I shouldn't say that. Be careful what you wish for. But from what I understand, the Iranian people have been suffering for a long time under Khomeini. It'd be a good, I don't know. Who knows what a good thing would be? It would be great if the Iranians could build their economy back up like they did in the, I think it was the 60s and the 70s, before the revolution. I could be off on the years, but... All right, let's take a look at the VIX. VIX futures not really exploding like they should be. We are moving towards backwardation a little bit. The VIX might be falling soon. But as you can see, last week there was a trend of it rising. Even on Thursday. Did the markets fall on Thursday? Well, they didn't do great. We'll see. And I don't know if I should redraw my triangle. I'm going to say no. But this tells me this is a false breakout unless we see a huge increase in volume. I think I'm just going to get in with two or three contracts, ride it back up. Go work in the garage. Yeah, right. All right, that's closed. What did I do? I don't know why TradingView does not ever remember chart position. So I can save this and close it, come back, and it would be like down here for some reason. I don't understand. I don't understand it. And another thing, so you can open up the bottom panel here, and then maybe open this up. You know, do something like this, just to do work, and then close it, and then for some reason close the whole program, come back in. Every single window, I mean every single one, will have that up on it. So you have to go through every single one of your charts and minimize it. I still don't, I haven't been able to see the pattern of what I've done wrong to make that happen. I really got to try out Sierra chart soon. I have a deadline of August. Oh, yields are up. It's kind of been a trend of them going up for some time now. Yeah. Duh, here's my daily. Okay. Alright, that's it for the charts. I don't feel like talking about the psychology thing. I lost interest. That's all I got for today. I don't know when I'll be streaming again. I started a journal, a written journal. That might take the place of this. Who knows? Probably not, no. I'm stuck on doing this for a long time. I do want to build a good community, but maybe this isn't the place for it. Maybe Discord's not the place for it. You think it'd be easy to put together a group of people who are serious about trading? And it probably is once it starts happening, once I actually make an effort. But first I want to make some money. Alright, that's all I got. Good luck, goodbye.